Hi guys, that's Dorota Palicka, International Nail Artist and Educator here, and I'm in with Marley. We are going to get rid of those wintry set and go into a nice black set of the nails. I obviously love black nails so much, and we are going to go some black baby boomer and some glitter sparkle because I think it will look really nice. So I need to remove the old nails. Actually, I'm starting clipping of the crystals first. I will show you like how I'm doing the rebalance of the nails and then how to do the baby boomer with a small elegant design. Actually, black is a good color for this time of the year as well, in January. So I have put my e-file on the speed 14, that's K38, and I'm using the safety bead to remove the previous design. Because I have to file quite a lot, because that's a glitter encapsulation, I give this nail a rest and I move on into the next one. And the reason for it is, if you file long in one place, you're producing a heat spike, and that's might hurt your clients. Even if you don't touch the natural nail, they can feel it hot. It's almost like a fraction. If you're very cold on your hands and you start rubbing your hands, you will feel warmer, and that's what is happening with the bead as well. Because we are going to go for a baby boomer on this nail, and previously there was a perfect pink, perfect rose pink color used in there, I need to file it a little bit more as well. And same, we have to file quite a lot on this nail to get rid of the entire glitter. Encapsulated glitter always looks nice and pretty. So again, I give it this nail a rest and going back to the previous one. When I'm doing a client's nails, I don't like to keep the old designs underneath because I think it just doesn't look nice. So I always completely remove the previous work. Because imagine you want to go for a French manicure in a later stage and you've got some glitter underneath, it just wouldn't look nice. So it's best to get rid of entire design. Once the product is off, I'm going to move to the next step. So push back the cuticles. And I always clean off my cuticle pusher because it's dipped in the barbicide liquid. So I don't want this to get into the nails. Push them back. And I'm doing a motion like in and out, in and out. And then using this cuticle bit, we are going to remove any cuticle which is on the nail plate first. So the speed goes to 12. I always work on the lower speed, and then I'm removing the cuticles on the one side. Only from the nail plate at this stage. Put it back into the reverse and remove it from the other side. This way I'm also nicely lifting the cuticle so it's easier to trim. Then with the file, we are going to reshape the nails. So we want nice coffin shape, one side and the other side. shorten them. And then blend everything with the natural nail. You don't want to see the fill line. If you don't blend this part, you will be able to see the fill line if you would use a clear product, and that doesn't look nice. Also, you want the product to be all intact, so I'm just scratching everything, making sure it is all good. With the hand file, I still remove a bit more of the glitter. And move on into the next nail. Shorten it a little bit. And then blend the old product. Scratch the natural nail. And move on into next one. And then scratch the natural nail. Okay, after this step is done, I like to clean it. I can trim a little bit of the cuticle. You can see it, I'm kind of pushing them back. Obviously Marley got really gentle cuticles, gentle hands, so I'm not going to do lots of work in there, because that could end up as a disaster. And we have to be very careful when we are going to do the filing on those type of nails. Also, she's got pretty small nails. We was laughing that her, how old was? 10-year-old sister have bigger pinkies than she does. So they really small nails. Like, I feel like my middle finger is the size of her thumb. And obviously we're working with a quite large tool, so you need to be very careful. And sometimes, you know, I've got guys, those type of clients when like I could file it with the closed eyes and I wouldn't be scared to catching them. And then we've got those sort of clients where you have to be extremely careful. I bet you've got those type of clients as well. Now I'm going to, because we have cleaned everything now, I'm going to go with the nail file again and search for any places I could miss. You know, sometimes when we work fast, like we might miss some places, and I like to give it the scratch after cleaning the nails to make sure there is no shiny places. This way I'm only filing the places which need to be filed. So let's maybe just get rid of more of this glitter so it doesn't annoy me. There we are. And then the next step is to clean with the nail dehydrator. So I'm just taking the nail dehydrator, clean everything well. I mean, obviously we don't have to clean the part with the gel, so only the natural nail. An extra nail prep, which is also a nail dehydrator. So that's the blue bottle. And then universal air bond. Again, only on top of the natural nails. If you've got a client which has problematic nails, you will apply the universal air bond twice. And the color which we are going to use is a milky pink. is like a very, it looks awesome on its own, and I love using it for any kind of fades and baby boomers, because it blends really nice with the other color, which is on the top. For a French manicure, I use the Perfect Rose one or the Cover Nude, depending on the color of the client's skin as well. So I'm picking up a small scoop of the product and apply it nice and thin layer. Like, make sure you cap the free edge, and by the free edge we mean the sides here as well. So like everything has to be nicely capped in. Another scoop of the product for another nail. And just do the same, like go very close to the cuticles. But because you've got such a thin layer, the product is not going to run, but this way you get a really good application close to the cuticle. And if the temperatures allows you to do so, you can pick up another scoop and straight away you can start rebuilding the nail. And I'm going to do it on this nail, and then we can cure them. So I'm building my apex. You can see it, this color is beautiful. Obviously I've got some old color underneath. Reach it right down to the end and then cure. The gels, when they cure, they can give a heat spike, so I like to put my client hand inside, take it out, and then put back inside. This way that's prevent the heat spike and they wouldn't feel it anything. We're going to cure it like, normally I would swap the hand and just work on this hand, but obviously I have done it before just to save you time. So I'm going to get this hand back and apply the apex on this nail. And then pick up a small scoop of the product, fill that gap, blend everything out. So when I'm blending everything out, like I'm kind of pressing harder because I don't want too much of the product left in there. And straight away I can do it on this nail too. And a small scoop, build up the structure. Inside. Take it out and back in. Okay, we are going to cure the gel 60 seconds, and during the 60 seconds I'm start preparing the next part. So I need to clean those nails, and then using the sponge I'm going to, like, I don't like to wait, so I'm going to cut my makeup sponge and prepare it for the baby boomer application. You could use a sellotape, but I'm using the form, and what I'm doing is this part of the paper I'm going to keep it for like products or designs if I need it for this set, and then this part I'm cutting the sponge into half because you don't want to use the new part of the sponge. Like what I mean by new part, you don't want to use like this part of the sponge. And also you can see this one, this side is shiny, you don't use this side, never. Best part of the sponge is like if you cut it and if you use this part inside, then I'm always placing it into the nail form to clean any bits and pieces like dust particles and also particles of the sponge, so you don't get those ugly look into your baby boomer. Okay, so my sponges are prepared, and now I can shape this hand. So remove the inhibition layer with the UV cleanser, and let's shape them. I'm going to file it into a nice V shape. Shorten it a little bit. Thank you. Thin out the free edge and blend everything around the cuticle area. Okay, this nail is ready. Move on into next one. Blend the cuticle area. You don't want to have the product like jump from the product. Jump, yeah, you don't want to have a jump. You want the product to be nicely, smoothly coming out from the cuticle area, because that will prevent any kind of lifting from your side as a nail technician, because obviously there might be some cases of the lifting which are due to hormonal imbalance, which are due to some medications and some illness, also the way the clients work with their hands as well, like a mechanical damage, and we can't do, unfortunately, anything about it. Okay, so I'm still shaping it, and then move on into next one. Now I need it nice and straight because this one is a bit wonky. Okay, I'm checking the client view. And this way it's easier for me to judge which way it was wonky. Again, blend around the cuticle area. Check the client view. And this side, so I need to file this side a little bit more, and then that's me happy. Next step is to go with the buffer and smooth everything out. Obviously the buffer creates the scratches, so the gel polish is going to stick into this no problems. Blend really well around the cuticle. So I can still see there is a wee line. I don't want this line there, because that indicates to me the product isn't blended properly. Okay, and that's me happy now. Next one. You can see it, I'm supporting the nail from underneath, and I'm also hiding client's cuticles, and I'm filing only at the top when I'm filing fast. If I want to file around the cuticle area, I'm slowing down, and I'm kind of using a brushing away motion, so I would brush away what I filed, because then you also remove the dust particles, which might be pretty annoying later on with the gel polish application when they get stuck in there. And then this nail. See those dust particles, like I'm brushing this away. And blending. Okay, final check. And we can move on into the design part. So I'm just removing the dust. Clean it with the blue scrub. And then we can paint those nails. I'm going to use a color 183, which is a black ink, and we will apply it on the pinky. And I love this black. It's such a pigmented black. It looks fantastic. And side. On this nail we are going to apply the black as well. And with black you kind of want to be slowish with the application. So those the red and the white. Change. So I'm doing one nail at a time. Just before painting you can push back the cuticles as well, so when you finish the process the cuticles would kind of lower down and they would hide any growth. You could also use a small brush to go very close to the cuticle, depending of your application. Perfect, change. The only thing is about the black, I do not use flash curing technique for a black, so the black has to be always cured minimum 30 seconds. If you stop curing the black halfway through it, like before those 30 seconds, it might not cure properly after that. So always make sure you cure black properly. Okay, so this one is only cured less than 30 seconds, so I have to wait a couple seconds before we can do it. But let's start doing those baby boomer as well. So I've got my sponges there. And the color which we are going to use is the Gel Art Black Foil. So it's a really highly pigmented black, awesome for baby boomer. Change. But it also has the dual possibilities. You can do some nail art with it, like a foil designs. I'm applying a very small scoop of this black, and the first layer I wanted it hardly visible, like almost invisible. This is really important, guys. If you want to have a nice fading, you want to do it at almost invisible first. Okay, so we're going quite high up. I would say I'm leaving I'm doing over 3/4 of the nail in this color. Perfect, change. And then do exactly the same in here. Pull those nail folds down just so you don't apply the gel on the client's folds. Perfect, change. So when my black is curing, I'm going to apply the top coat over the other nails. Check how the light reflects on it, and then when you're happy, you can give it a cure. Change. Okay, and then I'm going to apply the top coat on this pinky. Change. Second layer of the baby boomer. So now I have painted more neatly because I want the end to be more pigmented. And also when the sponge is new, it tends to absorb more of the gel. So you want to give it a bit more color in there. Perfect, change. Same on the other hand. I'm using an old one-stroke brush. It's really fluffy. Okay, so I've got the second layer, change. In the meantime, we are going to apply a little crystal on this nail, just so we've got some blink in there. And for the crystals application, I'm using the base gel. So a drop of the base gel. And then some gems. Gems are always pretty. Making sure they're nice and straight, change. And do exactly the same here. And too small. I love black nails. I actually need to get rid of those purples I've got in my hand. I know Catherine would love that, the next lady I've gotten. But yeah, I think I would prefer the set you've got on. Black is cool, change. Okay, we are going to still work on this baby boomer because it's looking gray. So another scoop. When you're doing actually a full set, it doesn't take this long. And I rather to do it in quite a few layers to have it really beautifully blended. I actually quite enjoy doing baby boomers in any color. Perfect, change. And of course we need to put some bling design in those baby boomer nails as well. Brilliant, change. The gems are cooked, so we can apply top coat over it. I'm going very close to the gems, but I'm not applying the top coat over them. Okay, change. Okay, now I can apply the top coat here. Change. And then finish the baby boomer and the design. So I'm going to go really pigmented now at the ends. And I'm not going to touch it as strongly with the sponge, because you want this part to be really black. I'm using the corner of the sponge just to blend it out, this part on the top, just a little bit, and keep the end very pigmented. Okay, just a very little blend. Change. And same on this one. Usually try to apply it almost in a V shape as well, just so it's not too straight, because if it's too straight, it's harder to blend it. Okay, and just with the edges of the sponge, touch it up. I need to wait for this to cure before we can swap the hands. So I'm going to use also some silver glitter. And this piece of the foil, which we had, of the form which we had in there, I'm going to apply some top coat in there. So a drop of the top coat, like a drop of the top coat going in there. Change your hands. On the sponge I've got some black left, and what I like to do it is, at the end, I like to kind of blend it even more. I don't know, it just perfects it. It doesn't take you long, and it's not curing long, but it's just making it really nice. Change. And same, and here. So just a little touch with the product you've got left over on your sponge. Brilliant. Change. So next step, top coat. So just top coat it, and then we will do the design on the top coat. Cap the free edge. And change. Do exactly the same in there. And then using the D-liner brush, we are going to paint some design. Brilliant. Change. So I've got my D-liner brush in here and the top coat, and I'm going to paint the design with the top coat. So I'm sorry guys, this is not going to be visible in the camera. Not a chance, like I don't think so. But I tell you what I paint. So I'm just painting a little triangle. How you say triangle? Triangle. Is that good? I'm still trying to learn this word. So I'm painting triangle in there. And basically you can only see this design, what you have painted, when you kind of playing with the hand, moving it when it reflects the light. Then I'm picking up another scoop and I'm going to paint the V shape. So painting those V shape. And you really want to make sure it's nice and even, which is quite hard painting with the top coat. Okay, same in here. This design looks also really pretty in a matte. And obviously then it's much easier to do it because you can see it on a matte surface, you can see it what you're painting with the top coat. And then we are going to sprinkle it with this glitter. Remove the excess by tapping and change the hands. Okay, paint the same in here. And you could choose any color of the glitter. Like it will look cool in pink, it will look cool in gold. We have picked silver. Now obviously I've got gloves so I can apply the product on my nail, and I still use my nail rather than using the skin, so I wouldn't put the product there. I'm putting on the artificial nail. You don't want to overexpose yourself to any of the products. And the reason for it is I want to kind of paint a not too thick line, and when you're picking up the product you can see I've got like a wee blob in there, so I'm kind of getting rid of this blob. Okay, and then when you're happy, we are going to apply glitter here as well. That looks so nice. Change. And using the dust brush, we are going to remove the excess of the glitter. So the glitter is going to only stick into the parts where you have painted with the top coat. And that looks so pretty, and it's not over the top. Really beautiful design for January nails. Of course, I have to clean those cuticles and the skin and the dust and apply cuticle oil to be able to take a nice fun nail picture. So I'm always waiting for the top coat to cool down a little bit, and then I clean all the skin nicely in there. I clean everything in there. Then we go and wash hands, and then we apply the cuticle oil, and then we take a picture. But obviously here I will just show you a speed up option. Obviously Marley had the sneak in there, it wasn't me. And I think it looks actually nicer than it was before, because it was quite ugly. Yeah, it was quite ugly, and it looks much neater now. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for the top coat to cool down. I will wash the hands and apply the cuticle oil. I might actually quickly show you the other hand as well. Can I just take it? Because I love this, like, you know, it's so messy. Then you take a dust brush and it's like, ta-da! So we've got the design as well, and that's what we have created. And I will do an absolutely stunning thumbnail picture, because she's got so beautiful hands that it will look awesome. I hope you have guys enjoyed this video, you have learned something new, and you like this set as well. If you do, let me know in the comments below. I'm sending you lots of glittery hugs, and bye for now.